Hi, it's Claudia. These are my words of wisdom. Today, I want to talk about discovery of self. And I was reflecting upon my own journey, especially the last few years, and how much I have come back to myself. And it's like every situation, experience, every relationship has taught me something about myself. And I tend to look at it that way. What can I learn? What can I learn from the situation? And I have a lot through my videos. I think I started probably 3 or 4 years sort of posting my tree time. That's my time of reflection. That's the time that I'm talking about something that I've gone through, some aspect of healing, some knowledge, some insight that I learned through my own journey of healing. And the playfulness and the joyfulness, again, it's part of my journey. It's part of who I am, and that inner child. And a lot of the inner child is healing aspects of that, but also being in that playfulness and joyfulness. And to get myself to I'm really, it's interesting. Last week was really about being very creative, being very playful, being very joyful, expanding and expressing myself in such a big way. And there was one day I was in the cow field and I had the maraca shakers and I was shaking it. I had so much joy. I had so much joy within me and I just wanted to share it. So I was sharing it with the cows and, well, through video, through you. And I was like, yeah, in order to get to that place where I felt so much joy, I also had to go to the places of where there was grief, there was sadness, there was frustration, anger, and that is like where we discover things about ourselves. That is being open to all areas of emotions. Emotion is we're meant to feel everything. We are meant to do that because the more you can feel in one aspect, the more you'll feel in the other. That is the experience we're having. That's how, as human beings, how we maneuver in this life. That's definitely been my journey. And I've put it out there the last 3 or 4 years. I've shown you that all. I've shown you what it takes to get to that playfulness, that joyfulness. It is my time at the tree. It is time upon reflection. Because in there I learn a little bit more about myself. And doing that, there's aspects I need to heal. A lot came up about self-worth for me, especially the last 3 or 4 years. And thank you to the people who showed me where I was doing that. A lot of those videos were really hard for me to post at first. Up to that point, I was hardly ever on social media. I didn't want to post anything. I was so worried about being judged. I was so, had a lot of anxiety. I was a different person. And slowly and gently, I just started to reveal myself. And those videos are me. That is who I am. I'm not making it up for views because, to be honest, I don't get tons of views. I've barely had anybody increase the number of people who follow me. It wasn't about that. And I had moments where I had a beautiful video and I was so vulnerable and I showed myself so much, and then I wouldn't get the views. And I knew it was a moment to reflect. It isn't about the people outside of me. It's about me. It's about coming back to self. Who are you in this moment? Are you giving away your power? Are you giving away power to people you've never even met? Come back to yourself. Honor yourself each and every time. Honor. That is who you are. And I'm not perfect in these videos. A lot of time I don't even have my makeup. A lot of times it's first thing in the morning when I go outside. No makeup. You're lucky I brush my teeth. I'm just there because that's what's coming forward for me, and so I want to share it. And I hope that somebody gets value out of it. I hope in a moment that, yeah, I felt that. Yes, I see the same way. Yes, this is what I'm experiencing. Or that in those joyful, playful ones is, oh my gosh, that's so fun. That looks so fun. I got to do more things. And it's been interesting, I bought my hula hoop, and then in my fitness class, a few of the ladies bought hula hoops. I'm inspiring people to do it because it's like, oh yeah, this is fun. This is what we used to do back when I was a child. And that's all I hope for, is that somehow I inspire you, through this journey. But everything I post is my personal journey. It is me coming back to self, the discovery of who I am. And each time, because healing isn't linear, is each time I take a little step further back, what else can I heal? And I find, for me, relationships are the hardest thing. They truly have tested me and challenged me, and they've been difficult, because I have this big heart and I'm sensitive. I have a lot of empathy. I feel so deeply. I feel the depths of the ocean. When I feel that joy, it's the depths of the ocean. When I feel sadness, it is like fully in my energetic being. I feel it all. I'm human, so yeah, sometimes I try and distract myself. I don't want to do this again. Okay, like, no, I'm tired. I've learned the lesson. Let me go. But it isn't like that. Sometimes we have to go to that deeper place. Feel it, just feel it a little bit more this time. It will be worth it, because then I'm going to feel that joy. I'm going to feel that love. My heart is going to expand. And especially these last 5 or 6 months, my heart has expanded. I cannot believe the person I am today from 6 months ago. I see a beautiful eagle flying by. Yeah, I get distracted. Anyways, yes. And I'm like, wow, I can't believe how much I've grown. And that's because I give my time and space to myself to do so. That I go in nature. You'll see me. I'm with the cows and the horses a lot, and I'm there alone. A lot of times I just sit in their presence. What can I learn in this moment? I do have tree time. I sit by my tree. I sit by many trees. I feel peaceful there. I feel in those moments I can open up and really go to those depths that I need to go to feel the emotion that I need to. And honestly, sometimes that joy, I can barely contain myself. And I was like, okay, my body must be meant for this, because I can feel a lot of sorrow, for a few days, and then I can go into my joy, my peace, and my love. I need that time in between. When I'm really creative, I need to come back. I need to sit in, okay, what did I learn from being creative? What did I learn about myself? How was I expressing myself? How did people react to that? Not everybody likes it. Not everybody understands it. I know when I did, I've worn fairy wings. Not everybody. There's people who don't understand that. And I know that there's judgment regarding it. But I can tell you that I felt amazing wearing those wings. Like, it just felt like me. It was an expression of me, because I feel very free. I feel very playful. I feel like I want to explore a lot. Explore this world, but explore who I am in a deep way, because I am a deep person. And I have to learn to accept that. And I have to learn to accept that not everybody understands that. And that's okay. And some of the things I'm talking about today, I've talked about previously, because I need these reminders to myself. I need to keep telling myself, it's okay if people don't understand something about you. It's okay if they don't. And I believe that, we learn lessons from others. So, what is that for you? What do you learn from me? I had a friend say last week, it just shows me how free you can be. And it's inspiring. And that just warmed my heart in such a big way. And I'm like, we should be free. And a lot of us aren't. We have these constraints, these, I see them as vines around us that are holding us tight. I did a video with my fairy wings, and I literally tied myself. And I woke up in the middle of the night to do that video, because I knew the message was, you need to do this video. And I know when I receive something at night, because I'm more in my subconscious, that's what I have to do. That was really hard for me to post. Really hard. Felt very vulnerable. How am I going to be perceived? And then it was like, but that's who it is, because I was that. I feel like a lot of my life I was tied up. I was restricted. It's not safe to be who you are truly. It's not safe. People won't understand. And that's like rejection. What does rejection feel like? Well, it feels not very good. And when you have these depths of emotion, especially as a kid, that's really hard. That's a hard place to be. So hide, close yourself off, restrict who you are. And this started for me when my mom passed, and then COVID, and it's like, okay, like there's way more to this world, and people are trying to constrict me. I'm not doing that anymore. This is my opportunity to come back to myself. So it was the discovery of who Claudia is. And I literally have documented it for you. I said in my previous video, I don't have credentials or titles or, I can't say that, people say, oh, I'm a nurse, a doctor, a businessman, guess what? I'm Claudia. And that's who I am. And I'm just living that way. And my last video was I'm a girl living through her heart. That is so true. That is who I am. And through my heart is finding the love, peace, and joy through my sadness, my grief, my sorrow, my frustration, my rejection, my challenges, my difficulties. Because we all have them. We all have them. Can you go there? Can you be seen? Can you see yourself in those moments? What are you showing yourself? The hardest thing to do is to look in the mirror and see yourself. Truly. Be in that reflection. And maybe you're not even in front of a mirror, but a situation has occurred, and what you have to do is come back to yourself and reflect. I don't want to project my emotions onto others. I just want to be me, and it's up to you whether you want to receive that or not. But especially if I'm in that the healing aspect, the reflection, the stillness, I do that on my own. I don't want to be going after people because I'm tired, because I haven't, put the attention to me. I haven't done the self-care. So, I don't want to put that upon my kids. I want to be able to talk to them when I'm in a neutrality. I mean, I obviously want to spend my love, peace, and joy, for sure. But again, not everybody can receive that. I'm going to tell you, I had Mother Mary in 2024 in my bedroom at night. It was a light. It wasn't she wasn't in a form. It was in a light. And I could feel, and she had such a high frequency of love. And I remember crying because I could not receive it. I did not think I was worthy of that love. And what she was trying to tell me, it's you are love. It's not to be received from somebody. You are love. And we've forgotten. I forgot. Many of us have forgotten how much we are love. And it's not searching outside of you. It's within you. And that was like a catalytic moment. That wasn't like all of a sudden, whoa, I'm love. No, then the real work started for me. How do I remember that? And it's through your experiences. The ones that just flow and the ones that there's a bit of constriction. Through it all. We're meant to experience it all. And it's an opportunity to come back to self each time. Oh, I had so much fun. I need to do more of that. Who am I in that moment? I'm so much fun. And I love that joy and the connection. I mean, for me, everything's about connection. Connection to others in a beautiful way. And we can have that. The where we learn from people is I try and follow people who really inspire me, that are living their authentic life, that are speaking their truth. Because they seem more settled, more peaceful. Because they're like, this is who I am. And I really had to learn that I was okay to be who I am. That's powerful. And that's being empowered in yourself. To sit in the quiet moments or to be in a crowd and to be yourself. Not trying to hide, not seeking outside of you. True validation comes when you validate yourself first. When you know that you're worthy, that you know that you're loved. And we all are. We all are. And where, if you're not feeling that, why not? Like, where did you lose yourself along the way? Come back to that. Go back to that point where you can say, all right, like, that experience taught me something about myself. And I know it's hard. Trust me, like I said before, I feel things so deeply within myself. You know, sometimes I have to go in the bath and just lay there and just be in the water, because me being in water just is so healing. Or I have to go sit by the tree and just like let everything go. It feels so heavy. And just, can I let it go? And once you let go of the resistance to it, comes the acceptance. And that's when you truly move through. I've done it enough times, let me tell you. And I call it like a death and a rebirth. There's another death of me. I've had so many. It's, you know, I'm a life path 9, which is all about endings, and it's also a humanitarian. And I am that. Absolutely. I have so much love for this earth. I have so much love for the people, and I just, let's come back to ourselves. And nature mirrors so much. Let's come back to it. And in the process, discover ourselves in connection with others. Like, isn't that a beautiful thing? And so, yeah, a lot of my healing journey has been in nature, in the water, with the trees, with my horses. And because I had to let go of the old version of who I was with my horses, is that I just went there and I rode them. And I was like, okay, you're going to listen to me. And I brought my shitty energy with me. And now it's not. I go there and I kind of like just assess the situation. And if I feel like riding, if they feel like they want to be ridden, then we do so. Otherwise, I go there and I can just stand in their presence. And sometimes my energy is really off and they stay away. And other times they come up to me and we just stay in stillness. And to me, that connection is far more powerful than the way I used to be, where I would just go and ride. No, like, they're showing me, let's connect. Let's move together. We have to stop telling people what to do or how to think or how to be. We have to step back, hold space, and say, what do you want to come to me? And I've learned boundaries. I had no boundaries before. Like, I will invite you in, but there has to be self-respect from both of us. We have to respect ourselves, and then we can respect each other. And if that's occurring, then there's connection. There's a beautiful connection. And that's what happened with the horses. I didn't respect them. Not the way I was meant to. And now the respect's there, and we coexist. I'm part of the herd. I mean, that just warms my heart so much. And so I came back to self. And sometimes coming back to self, I'm going to say, has not been easy. And I've had to spend a lot of time on my own in reflection, learning to be in my own energy. And what does that feel like? And really sit back and see situations or relationships and what they're teaching me and like, how can I see it different? And what is it? I mean, it really is. You can be upset with somebody. You can sad they did this to me, but I'm telling you, it's a moment to come back to yourself and say, what do I really need to learn here? And to embrace whatever emotion comes up with that. And then, take a step back maybe and then have a conversation. But I'm not perfect. I've probably said things I shouldn't, and I wish I could take back, or I acted a certain way and I didn't like the way I acted. I could tell it was from a wounded place. I can tell that. I can tell when my ego's up front. The way I react to somebody, I'm like, okay, my ego was there. All right. And that's okay. I said I learned it. I know it. I can see it. It's all right. How do I want to go forth from there? This is how I want to bring myself. This is how I want to treat it now. This is how I want to have this experience. So it's hard and challenging this, especially these last few years. There has been so much growth, and I've evolved into somebody that I'm truly proud to be. And I want to express myself that way, and I'm going to. And it's up to you how you want to receive it. It's fine either way. I respect your journey. Please respect mine. Even if you don't understand it, take a step back. I don't always understand what people do, and I try and take a step back and say, okay, like, why are they reacting this way? Why did they do that? And then sometimes you just gotta let it go and just say, it is what it is. Or maybe you learned something. Maybe you learned a bit of compassion. I was journaling this morning, to be honest, and I was reflecting past my past, and I apologized to myself for not being the person that I knew I should be, to the person I am now. And I said, you know what? I'm really sorry, Claudia. Like, I just had to forgive myself. I mean, I think about even, as a mother, I would do things so differently now. But that's who I was back then. And so I have acceptance for that. I also have compassion. I did the best that I could. And I have forgiveness for myself. And that's been a huge part of my journey, coming back to self. So it's constantly a wave. It's like the water. Constantly in motion, like the waves, the tides, in and out. This is life. I always said the infinity. You're constantly coming back to this point. You go with this loop. We're constantly in motion. But when you really let it go and you're in acceptance, it just seems to flow. Everything and it's easier to get out through those difficult times. You just find it, and then you can come back. Where we get stuck and really shows up in our physical bodies is when we don't want to deal with that emotion. We don't want to look at something. We don't want to see something. We don't want to feel it. That's when the body goes, oh, and something happens. I was having sore knees the last few days because I didn't want to see the truth. I didn't want to go that little aspect deeper. And I had to. And it was about coming back to self. And because I did that, I looked within myself and said, what is your deeper truth? And it's like that I am worthy, that no one outside of me gets to determine my worth, whether I'm lovable, whether I have value, whether how I live my life is okay for you. It's not. It's about me and what me makes me happy, what brings me joy. And that, can I live in there? And can I sit by my tree? I mean, my tree time, videos probably don't do as well as the fun ones. And I'm going to say that. So what I see is that, say you just watch the fun ones, you want to aspire to have more fun. Great. You're not maybe as good about seeing the emotional aspect of where you need to go. And you need both. You need both. You need the balance. The balance within you. And it's okay. It's okay to feel these deep emotions. We're meant to. And I think we grew up at a time that said, don't cry, don't get upset, power through. Power through what? That's like power through and ignore what your body, your emotions, your heart's telling you? No, come back. The power, the strength is in actually going there and seeing what's there. Why does this hurt so much? Why can't I let go of this relationship or this attachment or this situation? Why can't I let it go? Is it fear? A lot of us are in fear. We're scared to be ourselves. We're scared, of rejection. We're scared. There's many things. We're scared to see a deeper version of ourselves. I do believe that that's part of my purpose is being the full version of myself, which is a deep version. It is, I have a lot of emotion within me on both spectrums. And I think it makes people uncomfortable. It shows them an aspect of themselves that they're not willing to look at. I see it all the time. I feel it all the time. I feel when somebody has put a block, an energetic block, because everything's energy, and I feel energy so deeply. For a little person, I have a lot of energy, and I can feel when somebody's blocked. And I respect that. I respect that. It's up to you. It's your journey. It's your journey. It's just, how do you view yourself? What do you want in your life? What do you want to experience? It's up to you. But it is, and how you discover, self-discovery is through that. It is playing. It is having fun. It's having those moments, but it's also being in the stillness, being in reflection. It is taking the time out and to really take a good look at yourself, to take a step back. I've done these videos this week. Last week was a lot of creativeness and joy and playfulness, and this week it started. I did it on my social media. Slow down, like the tortoise. Take a step back, go within. Then it was like, shake it up. I danced yesterday, it was shaking, shake it up, shake up your energy. Okay, now go deeper. Go deeper. And I did, and I feel that. And then yet, looking at that deeper aspect that I didn't want to see because I knew it would bring up like some sadness, and it did. But I moved through it, and me here right now feels very empowered. Feels very much in my knowing of who I am. And I have such gratitude and love within myself and for those who are in my life, in whatever which way, that I have taken from every situation and learned something more about myself. You are the building blocks to who I've become. I have done the work, but you were there to help me along the way. So if you're part of my circle, I offer you my love and my gratitude. Because I really, really do like the person that I am. And I'm really excited about, who I am and my life. I really do feel a new chapter is coming forth when I really stay in this. And yeah, I'm really excited. But I honor this present moment. I honor who I am. I honor my journey. I honor all those around me. And I honor the discovery of self. And I wouldn't change anything. And I hope that you can see the love and the light that you are, because we all are, that you are worthy, that you are seen, that you are valued, because you are. I hope you see that. From my heart to yours. Bye for now.